That's bloody delicious.
Yes, indeed. And welcome to a very special day of the week. And that is Monday. Now, no one thinks Monday's a good day.
Yeah.
But we on Gabagalooza think it's a great day.
And if it turns out to be a shitty day, we at least try to make it a good day.
Mm-hmm. Because we do this.
Brought to you by us.
And Ashley's Cocoa.
And Ashley's Cocoa. I am Mr. Non-Clutch, joined here by my best friend, Murph Dog 108. Welcome back, everybody. How's everybody been?
Hope you all been good.
It's been a long week, you know.
Yeah.
How was your week? You know,
It wasn't bad. It ended up being decent.
decent.
Yeah. And the end of the week, I was looking forward to Sunday. Because, and we'll talk about it. I went to a Met game.
Yeah, spoilers.
I know. But we'll talk about that when we get to it.
Absolutely.
But, other than that, it's just really just been school and baseball.
I'll tell you that. School, oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
For people, it's been work and baseball.
Yeah. Yeah.
For most of y'all out there.
It's been a long week,
Yeah.
but we're ready to bring you some good conversations, some good laughs, and we'll try to make this Monday a great Monday, you know, and it's going to be a great Monday because now the podcast is live. I want everyone in the chat land to tell me how your weekend was. If you're here live, tell me how it was. If you're seeing this, who knows, in the yesteryears, let me know how you're doing in chat. I want to know. I hope everyone's doing good as we continue this podcast and we continue this journey, you know?
You mean in the future years?
The yesteryears, because it will be the yesteryears.
For us right now,
Yeah.
it's in this recording for the future people, but for the future people...
We're in the future, folks.
Whether you like it or not, everything you post will take place in the future.
It's true.
If you think about it. If you're watching this at whatever point in the future, we're in the future.
Literally. We are then in the future.
in the future.
Oh, dude.
Excellent.
At least we don't have to go back to the future.
That's a movie that's coming out.
They're coming out with another Back to the Future movie?
Yep.
How?
Yeah, they are. You haven't seen the trailer yet? They made a trailer for it already.
What's the main guy's name in that? Michael J. Fox. Doesn't he have cerebral palsy?
Parkinson's.
Parkinson's, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's gonna come back and make a movie? Let's go!
Yeah.
Are they getting Doc? Let's go!
Yeah, bro. They're getting everybody, man.
Let's go!
I'm pretty sure, everybody's there.
Oh my god, I can only imagine. Oh, it's gonna be so nice seeing him back in, a film. That'd be wild. It's gonna be crazy, folks. But continues to be even more crazy is that the baseball season is back.
Yeah! First full week.
First full official week of baseball is wrapped up. And, each team has finished 3 full series of baseball. And let me tell you, it's nice. It's so nice.
It's very nice.
So, now that it's been, just about a week and a half of baseball, how does it feel now that it's starting to become normal again?
It's just, it's always a wonderful feeling being able to just
Yeah, it is.
look at your phone and that there's baseball live, baby. It's always
It's true.
It's always
I
a
mean,
great feeling.
now that we're doing this, at this moment, there is baseball going on. So, it's just, it's a nice feeling. It brings me warm, fuzzy feeling inside, folks. So, there's been one team that has been just unstoppable so far. And by I mean unstoppable, I really mean undefeated. and that is the Tampa Bay Rays, and they're 9-0.
9-0 going into tonight.
I can. Do you think they continue it tonight? One.
Who are they playing, first of all?
That's a good
They're playing
question.
the Boston Red Sox, who are also doing very well to their start of the season.
They are.
I believe they're 5-4, but they've scored a lot of runs. They've scored close to 60 runs, which is one of the top in the league, second in the division, actually. So, compared to the Rays, they've only given up 18 runs. You know how many runs they have? 75. In 9 games, they've scored 75 runs.
Jeez.
Like, that's incredible. So,
all right. So then
the difference is plus 57.
So let me ask you here. What do you think has been the main contributor to their success early in the season so far?
Hitting, offense. They've been scoring a shit ton of runs, and their pitching has been solid as well. But I don't know, like, what could you say that has been the most contributing out of the both? Because they both.
I don't know. I think Jeffrey Sprung's,
so
him emerging as like a good pitcher, a good solidified starter in your rotation. I think he's been contributing to that. But I mean, honestly, I want to know what their team average and team OBS is because OPS. I'm sorry. Because they're scoring a ton of runs. It's wild to see. It's really hard to think that every year you look at teams like Toronto, the Yankees, Atlanta, New York Mets. You think these teams, the Dodgers, right, San Diego, these teams would be stellar on paper, right? Tampa is 9-0. They have yet to lose a game. And all these teams that you would think are much better usually don't have as much success as the Tampa Bay Rays. I want to know, when is it ever going to be able to stop as a Yankee fan? Because they find luck in a pile of shit.
Yeah.
I don't even know how else to describe it. It's it's a little tough, but as a Yankee fan, but hey, it's okay. It's early in the season. 9 games? Are you kidding me? Okay, Rays. We'll see when we play you. Yeah, all right. But hey, you went to a game this weekend.
I did. Yesterday, I went to the Met game yesterday.
We spoiled that a little bit, in the intro, but. You went to a Met game, your first Met game of the season.
I did, and unfortunately they lost. As you all may know, they had lost by a score of 7-2, I believe. Talking about the game wise, it's just the offense wasn't able to capitalize. Cookie wasn't Cookie. He's got to find something out here, but the bullpen actually did fine after him, so I have nothing to complain about the bullpen. Doing what they needed to do afterwards. They only gave up 1 run after Cookie came out of the game, Carlos Carrasco. So it's, really just up to, hopefully, Carrasco can, put himself together in his next start and try to, limit the pitches, because he's throwing so many pitches per start now, and find out how he can throw his splitter and slider again, because that's his 2 main pitches that get everybody out, and it's just not enticing to any of the hitters at all. So,
well, hey, they lost, right? It is what it is. But how was the game? Besides, it was the first time you were able to go to the stadium this year.
Yeah, first time I was able to go to the stadium this year. I got to see the new jumbotron in center field.
Oh yeah,
it was ginormous, absolutely massive, borderless, big scoreboard. It was great. The graphics looked great on it. I'm glad that they put the scoreboard back on it, the actual score of the game and the count and outs and everything, so I don't have to look in the right field corner. I can actually just look straight ahead of me where I'm supposed to look and see the score of the game, like they used to do. They got rid of that for years, but then they finally brought that back. Thankfully, they did, and It's great. Then a bunch of new other stuff. The speakeasy in right field is not as accessible as I thought it would be. I guess you got to actually get like a ticket for it. It's kind of like a party deck kind of thing.
Okay.
Where you need to like buy a specific ticket for it. I don't think it's accessible to the main public. Quite frankly, I don't even know how you get to it. All I know is that I saw it, like, from the outside looking in, at the right field wall. They put a new, like, bar area in, like, the left field bleachers out there in, like, left center.
It
Really
looks
nice.
very nice.
It looks very nice. I showed him a video of it that I took, which I'm going to be posting on YouTube fairly soon. On my Mets channel, which I have.
Yes,
been
everybody
posting
go check that channel out.
Yeah, so you can check and see what it's like to be at a Met game. I always put my virtual experience videos on there. So
Yes, indeed.
And it was overall though. I'd say I had fun. I was with my brother Nick, and we both usually have a good time over there because we're both just chilling and relaxing. Kind of.
Yeah.
We just like that.
I mean, hey, it's just nice to be able to get out to a ball game.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right. So last week we started a new segment for our baseball talk. So once again, like last week, we will be giving you 2 of our slice of goodness from this past week. We're going to be, mainly highlighting 2 players from the MLB that, we thought outshined, in the past week. So, let's go ahead and, kick it off. I'll start this off here. I'm first going to be talking about Gleyber Torres. As the Yankee fan that I am, Torres has been coming up. He has been, I don't even know how else to describe it, but he has been playing extremely well.
Yeah.
And it's tough to be a Yankee fan because, I kind of wanted to get rid of him at the beginning of the season because it would avoid a contract that we would have to take on, and we would be able to get, prospects in return, and some good prospects, or even possibly he could be involved in a star trade, But, hey, it's nice if they do trade him for some chance, right? His value is going up. But let me tell you why his value is going up. He has had 28 at-bats so far this season. He's batting .357, 2 homers so far, 6 RBIs, and surprisingly, tied for second in the league with 5 stolen bases. You know how I highlighted Jorge Mateo last week with 4? He is no longer in the lead for stolen bases. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting to see because Gleyber is not known to be a speed guy. He's not known to be a speedster, and he has already swiped 5 bags so far this season, more than his homers this year, and 1 less than RBIs that he has. So, hey, I hope that he's able to keep up the average, to at least subpar, 290, right? I think that would be great if he could hit 20 home runs. Awesome. If he could, hit, score 80 runs, score 80 RBIs, 20 stolen bases. Cool. Mm-hmm. Great. Fantastic. But he has come up big in some of the games, and he has been consistent, and that is what the Yankees need. That is what the Yankees are looking for. So I'm extremely happy that a homegrown Yankee is my slice of goodness for this week.
And he's hit 2 home runs, which gives him his 100th for his career.
Exactly.
Nice.
Exactly. He hit his 100th home run. Soon to come, I will talk about my second slice of goodness, but I want to hear yours.
Well, my first slice of goodness today is going to be on the same island, different league, the New York Mets. Kodai Senga. He's just been rolling along as the best pitcher on the Mets so far. I mean, let's just dive right into it. In his first 2 starts, 2-0. He's already undefeated in his first 2 starts of the season. In 11 and a third innings, he has struck out 14 batters and has a 1.59 ERA. And in his last stint against Miami, he has only faced Miami in his 2 starts. And then obviously his first start we talked about, he pitched 5 and a third, but he struck out 8, walked 3, and only gave up 1 earned run and got the win. This time he went to that 6th full inning and gave up basically the same totals. He gave up 3 hits like his last start. He gave up 1 earned run like his last start, and he walked 3 like his last start. Struck out 6.
He struck out 8 his last appearance.
He struck
if I'm
out
not
8 his
mistaken.
last appearance, so 2 less than his last appearance, but he's still getting everybody out via the ground ball with his forkball. So
that ghost fork is nasty.
It's absolutely filthy. So
his glove is also fantastic.
His glove is also fantastic too. We got to show that one of these days.
Yes, we do.
But he's just been rolling along. I really hope to see that he continues it. I don't think he'll be pitching in this series against the Padres though. He will be on the road in his next start. So bit of interesting atmosphere for him to deal with. You know, he was in an indoor stadium in Miami in his first start, and then coming to cold New York in his second start, and still doing well. So hopefully in his next start, since he's going to be on the road somewhere, I don't know exactly where, because I don't have the schedule right in front of me, but they will, I guess, find out what Senga has left in the tank. Senga. And that is my first slice of goodness. I mean, Senga's a good slice of goodness.
It's nice that we're able to talk about, two fan aspect, our home team.
Yeah.
We get to talk about one of the guys each, but the next one's, I believe mine at least, is not on my team.
Nope.
My next slice of goodness and my last slice of goodness for this past week is the switch-hitting Baltimore catcher, Adley Rutschman. Now, Adley Rutschman, right, he has had 36 at-bats. He's batting .389, 2 homers, 6 RBIs, just like Glaber, 0 stolen bases. But the thing that is consistent about him is that he has one explosive game each series. In the first series that he had, he went 5 for 5 opening day. This last series that he played, he went, I believe, 4 for 4 against the Yankees. So he's had one game each where he's been batting 1,000, which is extremely helps with his batting average.
Not retired a single time in the game.
But he has been on a tear, and it's just literally. Nestor Cortez yesterday in the game that the Yankees had won, Nestor Cortez would have had a no-hitter going into when he got taken out if it wasn't for Adley Rutschman and his 3 hits. He had all 3 hits for that team. He would have had a no-hitter going through 7 innings if it was not for Adley Rutschman. So congrats to Adley Rutschman as being my second slice of goodness for the week. Only if it could have been Nestor Cortez. That's okay though, folks. Next week, who knows? It might be Nestor Cortez. So, who's your next slice of goodness there, pal?
My next slice of goodness and my last one is another non-hometown favorite team. It is still on the East Coast though, and that's Brian Reynolds, man.
Brian Reynolds has been on a tear.
He's been absolutely on a tear. I mean, he's driven in 14 runs in his first 37 at bats this season. He has homered 5 times. His batting average is .405 right now.
It's wild.
.405. He's got 15 hits in his first less than 40 at bats of the season. And his OPS is just a skyrocketing 1,300. I mean, what more can you say about that?
Crazy.
And then, in his last few games, in his first game against Chicago, he went 3 for 5. He homered and drove in 6 runs.
Yep.
He had an absolute hell of a game, and then he ended up going 1 for 4 in the next 2 games, drove in 1 run, but he hasn't been striking out either. And he swept a couple of bases as well. So it's, very nice to see that Brian Reynolds, with the team that he is on, even though Pittsburgh may do okay this year, they actually may hit the 500 mark because they're not terrible, although they just lost a key player yesterday.
Yes, they did. They lost O'Neal Cruz.
Yeah, O'Neal Cruz.
It's gonna be out, what they said, 4 months?
Yeah. Something like that.
It's
be around.
It's gonna be tough for that team.
Yeah, so it's gonna be very tough for that team to kind of fill in that spot up the middle because you just lost a really good player in O'Neal Cruz, but at least Brian Reynolds is still being Brian Reynolds, and I mean, who knows, man? If he keeps this up, he may be some quality trade bait.
Yeah,
like everybody keeps saying every single year, but the Pirates just will not do it. Maybe they'll do it this year. You never know.
Hey, he's been a prime candidate for the Yankees. They've been trying to get after him for a while. Yeah. So, I'd be surprised if he ends up. A lot of talks that were. A possible Glaber Torres for Brian Reynolds involving prospects on our side.
Yeah.
But, it might be a possible thing that he gets out of Pittsburgh soon.
Mm-hmm.
But if he ends up signing an extension, which at this point, I don't really think will happen, I hope he's able to continue.
Yeah.
Because I've always liked Brian Reynolds. He's a switch hitting guy. He's a center fielder. He's like, besides not Adley Rushman, besides McCutcheon, he's practically the captain of that team.
Yeah.
And he's been practically their sole contributor for years.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, that's a pretty good slice of goodness right there.
It is very good.
Leading the MLB in home runs. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Him and Alonso.
Yeah, him and Alonso. Alonso as well. You could have talked about Alonso.
I could have talked about Alonso.
He's been going nuts too,
Mm-hmm.
which is nice coming from a homegrown team.
Yeah.
So hey, as we're wrapping up some baseball talk, let's go over the standings real quick. Hey, I'll go bring this up real quick. So the AL East, as we said earlier, Tampa Bay Rays are undefeated, so they are 9-0. The next in the division is the Yankees at 6-3, and then you have a couple teams that are all in the mix. The rest of the teams are all within a game. Now, AL Central, you have Cleveland and Minnesota tied for the division lead right now, both at 6-4 apiece. Chicago is next at third place in the division with 5 wins and 6 losses. In the AL West, you have a tie once again for first place with the Texas Rangers and the Los Angeles Angels, both at 5-4. Then you have a tie for second place in the division. Technically, it would be third, but tie between Houston and Seattle at 4-6. Want to go over the NL there, pal?
Yeah, I can go over the NL. I mean, starting with the NL East, the Braves are still on top of the division with a 6-4 record. Behind them are the New York Mets, 5-5. Miami behind them, 4-6, and the Philadelphia Phillies and Nationals round out that order with 3 wins apiece. Phillies have 1 less loss, though. In the Central, the Milwaukee Brewers are off to a really good start, and they've been producing. They've scored a lot of runs. Not the second most amount of runs, which we'll get into in just a bit, but they've only allowed 23 on the board. So their pitching has been spot on, too, and their hitting has been timely. A very clutch ball club they've been so far. I would know, because they did that against the Mets. Pittsburgh in second place with 6-3 start to their season. A very good start to their season this year. Pretty even with the run differential there, only a +1. Chicago in third, tied with the Cincinnati Reds, 4-4, and the St. Louis Cardinals rounding it out 3-6. And then you go into the NL West, and it's pretty even. The Arizona Diamondbacks and San Diego Padres, a 6-4 record to top that division. Second place right now, or third if you want to call it, in the third spot at least, is the Los Angeles Dodgers, 5-5. They have scored 60 runs, but have given up 44, which has led to a lot of those losses for them. And especially on the road, they have not gotten off to a good start on the road for them. San Francisco Giants are in fourth, tied. Well, not tied. They are actually a half game up on the Colorado Rockies. I was about to call them the Avalanche. They are 4-5, and the Rockies are 4-6 to round that division.
So, any surprises early? I got one. Early, though. This is early in the season, so this isn't really too much to be worried about. But the St. Louis Cardinals at the bottom of the division.
Yeah.
That's a little shocking.
And mine could be Pittsburgh, second place with a 6-3 record.
Exactly. That division has been a little bit of a shocker so far.
The Cubs are kind of exactly where we thought they would be. They're going to be a pretty even team this year. Cincinnati a little odd that they're even right now. And the fact that they're a -3 in their run differentials, but they still win some games, so they're not off to a terrible start.
I tell you what,
they want to be.
Honestly, another surprise is Houston having a losing record so far.
Yeah. Losing 6 out of the first 10 games.
Honestly, shocking. Out of all the teams that have losing records here, I definitely would say that Houston is the best. Also, a team in your division who we thought, is going to win the division, possibly, the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah, Philadelphia not off to a good start.
They're by far the second best team that has a losing record.
Yeah.
They've
given up 52 runs and they've only scored 30.
It's not good so far.
It's
It ain't good.
Not a good start at all.
It ain't good. Well, folks, that's a little bit of baseball talk for you. But let's move on to some of the other sports here. We got some football talk. The only football news of the past week is that Odell Beckham Jr. signed a 1-year deal with the Baltimore Ravens, not the New York Jets, where practically everybody thought that he was going to eventually end up.
Yep.
Because Rodgers ended up coming out saying that he would love to play with them, and then you had Odell say, "Yeah, I would obviously love to go to the Jets. I want to go to the Jets," and apparently, Odell got offered, a 1-year deal worth $18 million, and he said, "Hey, New York, I want to give you guys the opportunity to match this," and they decided not to. Mm-hmm. So he ended up going and signing with the Baltimore Ravens. This is a big asset for Lamar Jackson if he decides to stay and sign that franchise tag, showing that they are willing to build around him. As a Colt fan, that does not make me happy. But I will say that for Odell, it does make me happy. Odell is going to be getting $13 million guaranteed off of the signing bonus for this deal, which is interesting because he's only going to be receiving a $1 million base for his base salary, which is just weird to say, but it's good that he's going to be getting compensation for his play, because that $15 million on the top is probably a nice little treat.
Yeah, nice little
right.
Change.
And then there's also $3 million worth of incentives. Mm-hmm. So practically $15 million of that is guaranteed. So it's a good signing by the Ravens. I think that Odell posted a screenshot of him on FaceTime with Lamar. I honestly think that Odell is probably going to be running to go sign that franchise tag soon, and then work a deal out before the season starts. But I'm still a little hesitant whether or not I actually believe it, because I feel like Baltimore just won't give him the money that he honestly deserves, mm-hmm. but that he wants.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a little interesting to see. Mm-hmm. But hey, enough about football, because that's already over. But something that is about to be over.
Mm-hmm. The exciting finish line is about to approach in the National Hockey League, baby.
Oh, yeah.
We are down to most of the team's last 2 games of the season, 2 to 3 games, except for one team, which is kind of odd. The Buffalo Sabres still have 4 games to go. Very interesting. But
wait, so there just has to be other teams that need more than that, then?
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at the standings, and they're the only team that's got 78 games under their belt. Everybody else got 79 or above. So it's... Anyway, but as we're looking at the standings, we're going to give one more basically stamp of what the playoffs are going to look like. As far as what every top 3 team in each division has punched their ticket to the postseason and are basically going to stay where they are, except for really, I would say
the wild card.
I would say the wild card, but there's also the possibility of some guys getting number 1 seeds in their division, except for the Atlantic, because that's already that's already there. We already know the Boston Bruins have won 131 games. They're the first team in NHL history to have 63 wins in a season. Congrats to them. Most ever. So congrats to them for an 82-game season for the Boston Bruins, as they obviously are. They're the President's Trophy winners by far. See where that takes them in the playoffs, because I don't even remember the last time the President's Trophy's winner won the Stanley Cup.
There has been no team, I believe, that has won the Presidential Cup and won the Stanley Cup in the same season.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't think it has ever been done in the history of the sport.
I don't think so as well. I mean, so it doesn't mean jack.
It really doesn't. But hey, I tell you what, any team that's going to run into them in the first round, I'd be shitting bricks.
Yeah, you're going to be quivering in there.
Yeah.
Maybe the New York Islanders, but we'll get to that in just a second. The Atlantic Division is still as the Bruins, Toronto, and Tampa Bay. That's going to stay the same because they're all pretty far apart. Toronto with 105 points, well underneath the Bruins, 131. and the Tampa Bay Lightning with 96. So that's staying right there. They're going to be 1, 2, 3 from the Atlantic Division. But the Metropolitan Division, first place is still technically up for grabs. Basically, it's just going to be whether the Carolina Hurricanes lose and the Devils win if the Devils want the number 1 spot in that wild card, because that's where it's going to come down to. Both are 1 point off of each other. And the New York Rangers are still in third with 106. They could get first place technically if the Carolina Hurricanes and the New Jersey Devils lose.
I honestly don't think it would be possible. I don't think that the Rangers have the ability, because if they win 2 games,
they get 2 points, so they can get 110 points.
They could.
They could get 110. They would just have to have the Hurricanes and Devils lose out.
Yeah, that would it's highly unlikely.
For the Devils, the next 2 games, and for the Hurricanes, the next 3. So that would be the Rangers' way of getting into the number 1 spot from their division, getting basically the number 2 seed in the playoffs, because that's a given.
Yep.
But to the wild card, there's still not a dedicated punch to the playoffs just yet, because you still got the top 3 teams in there. The Florida Panthers, New York Islanders, and Pittsburgh Penguins still up for grabs. They're both, all 3 of them are right in there with it. Panthers and Islanders tied with 91 points, and the Penguins with 90. So, I mean, listen, the Florida Panthers are on fire. They've won the last 6 in a row. They've just been absolutely just on fire. The Islanders and the Penguins both have a bit of a winning streak as well. They both have won 2. So, it's really just for the Islanders, just up for the Panthers to get beaten if they want to just solidify themselves in that spot. And same thing with Pittsburgh. Even though they're behind them and they're trying to catch up to the Panthers, it would be nice to just get that number 1 spot and get it out of the way. Especially the fact that you wouldn't have to face the Boston Bruins if you get that first spot. So that's really the it factor for the Islanders right now as it stands.
We can come back to it, but I would also like to know who the Islanders face for the last 2 games that they have.
Yes, I will absolutely. I can actually tell you that right now. They play the Capitals tonight. Play Washington. They are under 500 actually this year. They've won 34 games and lost 36.
Yeah.
So they only have 77 points, but still, I saw that and I'm like, the Capitals. It's gonna be tough. They still have Ovechkin and Backstrom and all those guys. Like they still got Svechnikov. I believe is still on that team. Or no, is it Kucherov? Or is that? I forget. One of those guys is still on that team. They're very, very good goal scorers. They're still there, and I'm still iffy about it. So we'll see how that goes for the Islanders. Hopefully they win it, and then they play Montreal at the end of the season at home.
Well, that's a good game to play.
Montreal is ass.
Yes,
but you never know.
They are.
I mean,
that's ass.
Not going to win. Yeah, they are dad's ass.
One
of the worst teams in hockey.
Eastern Conference, okay. So, how about the Western Conference?
So, the Western Conference is pretty much, again, like, just the same as, like, the Metropolitan Division, where first place is up for grabs for most of these teams. As for, like, the Central Division, they've all played 79 games, and they're all respectively 2 points underneath each other, Avalanche, Stars, and Wild. Avalanche 104, 102 to 100. So, realistically, Minnesota could get first place if Dallas and Colorado lose out. Dallas could get first place if Colorado loses out. And Colorado can stay in first place if they just win. So, they got to win their next 3 games and keep that spot. And then for the Pacific Division, they've all played 80 games. It's still Vegas, Edmonton, and Kings. They're all going to the playoffs. And the Vegas Golden Knights are 2 points above the Edmonton Oilers. So, I mean, the Oilers could win, tie it, Vegas lose, and really it's just Vegas needs to lose out and Edmonton needs to win out in order for them to get the first place spot. And then for Los Angeles, I think they're staying put. They're not going to go anywhere. They're going to stay third in that division. And then the first team to punch their ticket into the wild card, the Seattle Kraken, for their first playoff spot ever.
The Kraken.
The Seattle Kraken have made it to the postseason.
I'll show them my Kraken.
Oh,
it's my Batunia.
Phil McCracken?
Phil McCracken.
Wow, the man himself, Phil McCracken.
Yes, the man himself, Phil McCracken.
Wow.
The one who's on TV all the time.
Wow. Well, listen, man, they're at 98 points, and they are top of the wild card. And as for the second spot, it's up for grabs. The Winnipeg Jets are in it right now. They got
Really is up
91
for
above
grabs.
Calgary with 90. So that's going to be very,
It's
very,
gonna
very
be
interesting.
it's gonna be another close race. Winnipeg only having 3 games left, and then Calgary having 2.
Yeah, that, and that
gives them
overtime loss
gives them a
for-
little bit of a advantage,
Yeah.
but
That overtime loss for Calgary kind of killed them because they're only 1 point. But I mean, hopefully, Winnipeg doesn't win in their next game, and Calgary is able to get 2
so
on top of them. And they've had 16 overtime losses, which is like tied for the most, I think.
So, as we're coming down to, finishing the standings here, there's only 2 games left in the season. When we come back on next Monday, I believe the season will be ended, and playoffs will be commencing soon. So, I would like, if let's say the standings were to stay the same, I would like your prediction for the Stanley Cup. And I'll give you mine.
I mean, it's always hard pressed to tell me that the Bruins are going to lose to anybody, but I mean they could definitely lose to Toronto because Toronto has been very good all season long. They could also lose to Carolina, but it's really, I mean, it's so hard to not pick the Bruins to win. The
Okay,
Eastern
so how about
Conference,
this?
though.
Give me the conference finals.
Well,
Give me
conference
2 teams from
finals-
each conference that you think will make it to the end.
I mean, the Panthers could even get there too because they've been killing it for the last few games that they've done. They've won 6 in a row, so like they could, if they can continue that to the playoffs, they can absolutely make it to the conference finals. I mean, I think it could be Boston, Toronto,
Toronto.
and that would be huge.
Yeah,
Like for
divisional.
the hockey world because that's such a big divisional rivalry right there.
It is.
That could absolutely happen, and I think that may happen, and I think the Bruins will still beat them. I think Toronto is just they're gonna choke again. They're just gonna choke again. But as for the Western Conference, I can see Edmonton going all the way. I can see Edmonton going to the Stanley Cup, but who would they play though is the question. I mean, I can see Vegas being beat though. That's the thing. By who? I'm not exactly sure yet. Probably. I mean, I can see them being beat by the Kings or whatever, or maybe even like maybe Dallas. I don't know. I just don't see Vegas, even though they're the best team in that Western Conference. I don't see them going. I'll tell you what my Stanley Cup is. It's going to be Edmonton and Boston.
Really?
It's going to be Edmonton and Boston, baby. Connor McJesus and Draisaitl are going to be facing off against Patrice Bergeron and Brad the Rat.
Well, great minds think alike because I can tell you what, that is my Stanley Cup prediction. I'll go ahead and I'll give you my conference prediction. So I do think that Boston will make it there, but I think that they will end up facing off against Carolina. I think that that's probably going to be how the Eastern Conference plays out. And then the Western Conference, I think Colorado loses to Edmonton. I think Colorado has what it needs to take to get there. They have at least the experience. Yeah. So I think that they are able to get there. I just think that Connor McJesus shows why he is Connor McJesus.
Edmonton's been on fire. I mean, they're 9-0-1 their last 10 games, and they can bring that into the playoffs.
So we both said Boston and Edmonton. Who do you think would win? Honestly, it would all come down to how they actually played during the previous series. And, but just off the top.
Off the top, I can give you my prediction. I think Edmonton's finally going to win it all again. McJesus is going to get himself a cup because I think the Bruins are going to run out of gas. Their goaltending is not going to hold up against Edmonton's offense.
I kind of want to stick with you, but I'm not. Boston will recover from losing against St. Louis in the past Stanley Cup finals that they were in. They will finally win against Edmonton. I believe it will come down to a game 6 or 7, but I don't think that... I think that they will lose gas in the beginning of the series, but I think that they will probably end up making the comeback. I think Edmonton is going to come out on top quick because they have that prolific offense, you know. But hey, Boston and Edmonton. Well, folks, it's gonna be an interesting time as hockey winds down and playoff hockey starts. It's an exciting time of the year.
It really is, man. Like I said, if you've never watched playoff hockey, go watch it. It's so good.
It really is.
It's so good. It's so
really
exciting, man.
And especially we said it last week, but if you haven't watched hockey before, if there's a game televised in your area today, within the next week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, watch it. Because it is going to be playoff hockey atmosphere every single game. Because teams either need to clinch or they need to prepare. And I'm just so excited. I'm so excited.
Me too, yeah.
I'm just ready for people to get blasted into the boards.
I was excited for baseball to finally start, but that just means hockey playoffs is going to start, and that's the most exciting part of the sport is playoff hockey, man. It really is.
Yep. You gotta love playoff hockey. Got to love playoff hockey.
So, I mean, we got, all the sports out of the way. Not so much going on. I mean, obviously, baseball's kicking off. Hockey is ending. Football, there really only had been that one signing.
Basketball's ending.
Ending as well. Knicks are going to the playoffs.
Yep.
They did lose a game last night, though, by, I think they played Pacers. And they had lost that game, unfortunately, for them. But other than that, not a whole lot going on. But there's still stuff to do on the stream.
Absolutely.
That we'll have prepared for you guys. And it's one
of
the best segments of the night.
It is that time of that Monday night. It is the time. It is Ashley's outrageously random questions. This segment is brought to you by my wife, Ashley, Mrs. Non-Clutch in chat, or Ashley Perry in chat. This segment is where we take 5 of Ashley's outrageously random questions that she likes to write on paper for us, so we can bring it up in this segment. And we're going to go back and forth answering these questions for ourselves. We would like you to answer in the, chat as well. And let us know your answer for some of these questions, or, the explanation, or what you think is, the right thing to say in that time and moment. But then there's this little thing right here. It's got a little special mark on it. It's got an A on it. You know what that A's for? The audience. In all reality, it should be you. The letter U. Because we want you to answer that question. It will be for us as well. We will answer and give our input, but that question is mainly for your input, and we want to see it in chat. We want to see it in the live chat. Let us know how you feel these questions made your night, because this is one of my favorite parts of the stream. This is one of my favorite parts of the podcast. And if I am not mistaken, I went first last week.
I think you did.
So, my friend, question number 1.
It's upside down. No, it's not. It is. Time is real, but you can only go forward in time. Are you going to the future?
What? Or you gotta say that again. You gotta say that again.
Time is real, but you can only go forward in time. Are you going to the future? Brain matter all over the walls. With the absolute mind exploder, man. Time is real, man. But you can only go forward. Are you going to the future, man?
I am... Oh, boy.
Are we traveling through time as we speak right now?
We're living proof of time travel.
Yes.
Podcast over. We
Goodbye, guys.
literally just we discovered everything. Bye. It's like, what?
That's a good ass question, though.
Oh my
crap.
God.
What a way to start! Holy crap!
Oh my God. Okay, the sleeves got to go up. Oh man, I feel like I'm sweating all of a sudden. Is it getting hot in here? Is the FBI here?
Is
the FBI watching?
I mean, there is a feds in the chat.
Feds is watching?
Yes.
The feds are watching?
The feds are watching.
The feds are watching.
That's
That's a great question, number one. Yes to your question. All right. Question number 2. What Pokemon would you say each other would be?
See, I don't know Pokemon that much to answer that
Okay.
question.
All right. So, as I think here, I'm going to pull up my Pokemon Go Pokedex.
Yeah, see, I don't play Pokemon.
And I will let you look through and
God.
see if you can think of a Pokemon that I resemble or represent.
Okay.
Ooh, that is a good one.
I do like Pokemon. Though.
We've gone over. We've talked about our favorite Pokemon on stream before. His being Torterra, mine being Greninja. We've already talked about this before. But a Pokemon that...
That guy.
Oh my God!
I think you look like Sudowoodo. Look at.
Sudowoodo.
Because listen, man, you like you like the little green, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, he's a
man.
little skinny guy. You know.
I'm a skinny guy. All right,
He's
all
like, he's
right.
having fun. He's just got that.
All right. You know, hey, we'll stick. We'll stick. Yeah, all right. Okay.
What was it? Sudowoodo.
Sudowoodo. Sudowoodo. Yeah. That's a.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, mister. All right.
I mean, listen, man, he's happy, you know. He likes the green. He is green.
This is a good question. Golly, gosh darn. Whew. Oh my God, I'm getting flustered here, folks. Oh God.
Too bad I don't have voice mod enabled so that I can put on.
Yeah, really, right? Shiitake mushrooms, man.
I do that on here.
It's a hard one. It's a hard one. Okay, I gotta find someone who resembles. I gotta find a Pokemon who resembles you, my dog. Okay, I just found the fucking perfect.
Yeah.
You are Greninja. You are Greninja.
Greninja!
Weird and funky. Here, everybody. I'll go ahead and give you guys a glimpse of Greninja here. Okay. So here is Greninja for the people out in chat.
Okay, you know what?
That's Greninja, right? But he is my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah.
Right. So being my favorite, he's a little weird. He's a little extrinsic, you know.
Extrinsic, what vocabulary?
But I messed with the mic there. But yeah, man. Because I mean, obviously, if I had a Greninja, I would love to buy it. And every time I'm by you, I love being by you. So hey, it works. Great question number 2.
Oh man! All right, question number 2. I had that ready. Wherever we want to play it. But anyway, I don't even know. The mic will probably pick it up. The Mac has got good speakers. All right, question number 3. You are on a all-paid-for expense vacation to Thailand and can bring 4 people with you. Who are you taking?
Okay, so you're one of them.
Same with me.
I would take my wife.
I would let you take your wife, of course.
See, but then comes the tricky part, because I know that I would want my wife there, but if my wife came, I feel like I would allow you a date in that kind of regard, right? Like I would want you to bring like a someone with you, like a female, to accompany her.
Female?
It's a kind of like a double thing, right? But I would do it. Honestly, I would do a guy's trip. I would probably bring, the two of us, Slow Mo 21, and Cummins for the win. And I'd probably bring in, DJ, and the 4 of us. Even if DJ couldn't go, Tony. And if Tony couldn't go, your brother Ryan, your brother Nick.
Well, the question says... That's the travel one. The question is, you can bring 4 people. Now, does that mean, like, you can bring 4 other people, including yourself? Or not including yourself?
That's a good... that would be a good thing to be clarified. Yeah. I would like some clarification.
Like, is it like, I can bring 4 others?
Or
is it
am I
3 others
included in the 4?
Is it 3 others and I am the 4th?
Yes. That is... If I could bring 4 additional people with me, I would bring you, I would bring Slow Mo 21, Abby Adventures, and then I would most likely invite, it's tough because, I don't want to exclude anyone's girlfriend, but then, honestly, probably another one of, probably allow you to bring someone to accompany you,
She says 4 people, not including you.
Okay.
So...
Yeah, so I would say that 4. I don't want to, because I feel like I would love to invite DJ. I would love to invite Tony, but, I would love for them to bring Naomi and Sydney. Yeah. I would love for them to be able to do that. So.
Yeah, and as for me, it would be you, Ash, Slow-Mo 21, and Abby Adventures.
Yeah. Hey, so that's a good.
And I will be fifth wheeling.
It's okay. It's okay.
What's gonna happen anyway?
All right.
That was
for all those people out there, my man's single. Hit him up. Sin City was a man. The Riz God. All right.
Question number
4. Fantasy football is best on what app? Now it's a good question. It's honestly all up to preference. But I would say that prior to last year, I would have said the NFL.com app, the fantasy football app for NFL. But they experienced a ton of issues last year, and people weren't able to get into their accounts and stuff like that. So I won't say that. But I'm going to say Yahoo. Fantasy Sports.
I'm going to go the same. I've really only known Yahoo. I used to do ESPN a long time ago.
Yep.
But I feel like Yahoo is just...
I feel like they've just...
easier to navigate for me.
They've kind of just... and this is a while ago. They kind of got it right.
Yeah.
And they kind of just haven't needed to change it.
Yeah. I mean, I used to do hockey on there.
Yeah. I used to do baseball, hockey, and football.
Yeah.
I think I even did basketball at one point. It's a good question, but it really is all up to preference.
I would do baseball, man, but it's just such.
Well, so I'd even talked to my dad about that, not too long ago, because he's doing fantasy baseball.
Can you make it so that in the rules where you can go at least week by week?
I believe you can have it to where each week your roster has to be set, almost like it's football, right? But that would be nice. But even still, I mean, it's kind of screwing you in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because if you guys are hurt,
yeah,
you
if
can't
if
do
your
anything
guy
about
gets
it.
hurt, on that Monday or Sunday when you got to submit your lineup,
Yeah.
right? And then it's submitted and he's hurt. O'Neal Cruz, right?
Mm-hmm.
Adam Duvall. Those guys get hurt and you're like, shh.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
yeah, I definitely say it's up to preference, but Yahoo. All right. Yahoo.
Next question. Question number 5.
Question number 5.
What is your favorite candy?
Ooh.
I want candy.
I want candy. Bum, 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 bum. Good question.
Favorite candy. I love me. Oh,
That's a good one that we could do for the segment we're gonna do next. Candy.
yeah, that would be a good one. God, it's honestly between 2 for me, and it's chocolate. Because I don't know. I've kind of grown out of like candy, like
Yeah.
like fruity candy. I'm more like if I eat any candy, it's gonna be chocolate nowadays. Oh, Mom. I'm gonna say Twix. Twix.
That's a good answer.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good answer.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really, really good, solid answer.
Yeah,
I will say.
And the other one's solid too.
What's the other one?
Kit Kat.
So, I'm struggling because I'm on the same kind of scale, but Twix is there because Twix it's delicious. It is great, and it upsets me every time I only get 2. And I try to savor them in small bites and stuff. But dude, man, I love Runts. I love Runts, and specifically the banana one, because that small banana packed so much banana flavor. It was fantastic. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say specifically banana Runts.
I don't know what I never really liked Runs for some reason. I don't know what
They're
it was.
hard, but I used to like to suck on them. I used to just kind of throw a couple
Yeah.
in my mouth and kind of just let it be.
That's what I used to do. I don't hate Runs. It just wasn't like
Wasn't your thing?
It's not like something that I'm just gonna like grab off a shelf like at a grocery store. Like,
Yeah.
Nah, like it would that would not be that for me. But still, they're solid. I like that answer. I do like that answer.
Hell yeah.
All right, question number 6.
This is question number 6.
Excuse me. What's that first
Is
word?
that a loner?
Maybe a loner?
A loner Doubleday created baseball and didn't know. What is an interesting fact about baseball? Okay, I think it is a loner. I don't. Well, what is an interesting fact about baseball? Let's just leave it at that, huh?
Interesting fact about baseball, huh?
I mean, it's kind of. So, I mean, like, you can go over things. You could talk, like, records. Like, stat records.
Yeah.
League records. But, like, facts about baseball. Like,
Could you maybe state like a unwritten rule, maybe? Like a interesting you wouldn't think of unwritten rule? Like
you could piss in left field in Fenway. You could piss underneath the Green Monster.
you can piss underneath the
You remember
Green
when Manny
Monster.
Ramirez was in left
Oh
field.
my God.
Had to take a piss break. Needed to
because
pee.
they have to have a bathroom for the people
They
in
have
the Green
to.
Monster.
They have
that's
to.
where they're at. They gotta have somewhere to go. You're right. That is absolutely true. That's a baseball fact about a specific ballpark. And yes, that is true. Manny Ramirez one day during a pitching change took a piss in the
Green Monster
at Fenway Park.
Literally.
Yeah. Holy crap. That's a good one right there. Loner Doubleday. I know Doubleday. Like he created. Baseball.
Abner Doubleday.
Abner Doubleday.
He is the guy who created baseball.
Where'd it go? That spells Abner?
It is. It's the A and the B are a little separated, so it was a little.
So it looks like a loner. It does.
Yeah, I thought it was two words.
Because I thought like the line was just L.
Yeah.
But Abner Doubleday. Yes.
Abner Doubleday.
Abner double.
So what's another interesting fact?
Another interesting fact.
Dude, what am I doing with my vape? I'm trying to
Oh man. I mean. Geez, what could be an interesting fact about baseball that I can think of? Jeez, I can't think of anything. That's like kind of out of the blue.
It's a little hard. Go ahead, click it.
It is hard. We'll click what?
Yeah, go ahead. Your little thingy there. Go ahead.
What am I think? Oh, to look up an interesting fact about baseball.
Oh no, I was just saying, click the thing so it could play.
Oh yeah. Hold up, because freaking it has my where it has playing. But that was an interesting fact.
It's tough
about
to
baseball, man.
It's like because the known facts about baseball are known.
Yeah.
Like they're openly known because like rules and everything like that, you know. But like an unspoken rule, like you know.
Like I could think of like a rule that like it's a very odd rule that will never happen in a million years, but it could happen. It's only happened twice, I think, in MLB history, where a home run ricocheted off of somebody's head and went over the wall. Jose Canseco, and there was somebody else. Forget who it was, but somebody else got hit in the head.
Yeah.
And it went over the wall, and that's considered a home run.
Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one. Because, you know, not many people know that, you know, if the ball hits the top of the wall or if it was to hit your glove and go over the wall. As long as it does not touch
the ground before it hits the wall or it goes over the wall, it's a home run.
It's a home run.
It's a home run, or in between the foul poles. There's got to be in between the foul poles. It can hit a foul pole and go fair to home run, or hit a foul pole and be considered a home run, which they should call it a fair pole. They really should.
Yeah.
But, yeah, only twice in Major League history has it ever been recorded where a home run ball hit somebody in the head and went over the wall. And the most famous one is Jose Canseco.
Yeah, that's the only one that I can think of.
I'm almost positive.
That's the only one I can think of, so I will say that. A good question, though.
It's a good question when we found out what it was trying to ask us. But that's okay. It's good. It's good all the way.
I lost my vape.
Well, we do have our next question here.
Read it to me, man.
Right.
Read it to me.
I believe this is question number 7. And it is, what 2 music artists do you want to collab on a song?
So that's... It's tough.
It is tough.
I
already know. Well, one is, I just would think it would be really cool experience to do it with Post Malone and Jack Black.
Ooh. I like that.
Post Malone.
Have you heard Peaches by Jack Black?
I saw it when it was in the movie, man. We're gonna get to that, but I forgot. We're gonna get to that in a little bit, but oh man. Yeah. That would be awesome.
Really
Post Malone, because Post Malone just seems like a really freaking cool guy.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And Jack Black's Jack Black. He's my favorite actor.
Yeah.
He's my favorite actor. So that would be my 2 artists. That would because they're both, Post Malone is starting to become into movies. He's actually going to be in the new TMNT movie.
Yes.
The new animated movie. And Jack Black is Jack Black. So, and they both make music. Jack Black was in Tenacious D, and Post Malone writes his own music. So that'd be pretty cool.
Honestly, I kind of have 2. Honestly, I kind of have 3. So the first one I would probably say is Logic and J. Cole. I would love for them to collab on something. I would love J. Cole on some Rick Ross. Some Rick Ross melody and production. But then Russ and Elijah Nang.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Because Russ, he loves slow beats and stuff.
Yeah.
And not all of Elijah Nang's lo-fi beats are slow, but they all kind of have that vibe that I feel like Russ would just kill it.
That would be pretty dope. That would be pretty dope. If you don't know who Elijah Nang is, he's basically he's a music producer. He produces his own beats, and he preferably makes lo-fi.
Yes.
Or kind of like it's not house beats, but it's like something
It's
slow or instrumental.
Yeah, it's usually
music.
just instrumentals.
Yeah, and it's more of a Japanese type style. He uses a lot of Japanese instruments and a lot of Western world instruments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So or Eastern parts of the world. So that would be a pretty cool collab. I think that would be pretty dope.
Yeah, it would be.
Good question.
Good question indeed. Question number 8. Which impractical jokes challenge would you rather do? Do what you're told in the grocery store, or presentation?
Oh god. Probably presentation, because they could expect it to be weird, but when you're in a grocery store, it's just random people minding their old damn business in their private world.
I would say the grocery store. I would say do and say what you're told, because honestly, it's random people. I'm probably never gonna see them again.
That's true, and same with the presentation.
It's the same with the presentation, but the presentation, you have to specifically go. You have no idea what's going to be on the presentation, right? I feel
just
like
roll with it, though.
Because they would have to tell me what I would have to say, and I would have the opportunity to lose a challenge, right? If I said no, right? But I would
same with the grocery store.
I would rather do the grocery store, because I feel like it kind of puts you on the spot, and you do it, it's done. And then you go on to the next one, you do it, it's done. It's quick, it's usually simple.
I will say, though, I'd much rather do a presentation, because I can act like a freaking idiot up there.
Yeah.
And just weird and crap and just kind of play a part. And it would be instead of doing that in a grocery store, though, it's almost people are seeing a guy on crack in there, and they're all trying to avoid him. It's just it's just makes everybody uncomfortable, which same thing with a presentation. But at least, they're kind of forced to be there. Rather than the grocery store where it's anything could happen. They could call the cops on you.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 stuff like that. It can get you kicked out. Although in a practical joker setting, you would be able to make an agreement with a grocery store to be able to do that.
It's true.
But I'd still go with presentation, though. I personally would like to do that.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like it.
That was a very good question. All right, so you have one more question to go, right?
Yes.
Well, we are on number 9 out of our 10. Once our 10 is done, we still have this one. You didn't forget about this one, did you? The one with the A on it.
You know what? Let's go ahead, put it right on top of there. Oh, I was just gonna say, just do this, so the chat lane can see that one's yours.
That one is yours. But we have number 9.
Number 9.
And it is, what is the ideal dog breed?
The ideal for me?
This is like an opinion question.
Scheiße. Really good?
What is the ideal dog breed?
I mean, I'm biased. Either a golden retriever or a Labrador.
Yeah, same with me. Labs. I mean, someone needs a lab in their life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
It's kind of straightforward, but it's really simple.
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean, like I could go and say other dog breeds, but I've never had any other dog breed besides Lab, actually.
Yeah.
Besides, Luna was a Yorkshire Terrier pit bull, so like, yeah, kind of close to that. But Buster was a Lab. He was a chocolate Lab. Shay was a Lab, black Lab.
Mm-hmm.
Marley was a Lab, black Lab. So, like you, I'm
Yeah.
I'm a little biased and partial to it. So
Yeah.
but I want a Lab when I get my own dog. I absolutely want a Lab. That's what I want.
All right. My last question.
His last question. I'm done. He's got one more to go, and then you.
Question number 10. What is the best platform to watch MLB on? So, now it's hard to say because baseball is kind of out there everywhere, but let's do broadcasting. ESPN, TBS, Fox, CBS, whatever it is.
Okay.
Right? Which one would you prefer to watch baseball on? Which sports channel? MLB Network, even.
See, I would say, I would, wish that SNY could be counted in for it, but I think we're gonna steer away from that. Same thing with ES.
Yeah.
Definitely not ESPN.
No.
Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of watching it on Fox anymore.
Neither am I.
And like, I don't really watch it on MLB Network, but at least like they know, it's dedicated to baseball because
Yeah.
MLB Network.
I'm honestly gonna say TBS.
Honestly, yeah, like I like it. I like watching
Usually
games on
it's
TBS, though.
postseason.
Yeah, it's
when
only
they
postseason
when they
most of the
show it on
time.
TBS.
Sometimes they'll have like a game of like the month on TBS.
But that they usually do it the best.
Yeah, they do a
Honestly.
pretty good job. They got good commentators that do it. They got a good, like a pregame show that they have and postgame show.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say Fox's pregame and postgame is pretty good though.
They're not bad.
Like not bad. Like like I love Kevin Burkhardt. I mean, he worked with
Yeah.
the Mets, and I think he's a fantastic. I think he should be a commentator, like an actual like play-by-play commentator on it. But they got Poppy and A-Rod, and I think do they still have Jimmy Rollins? Or is that TBS?
I think Jimmy is on TBS.
TBS, and Granderson's on TBS too. I think still, isn't he?
I believe so.
So I'll say TBS.
TBS for the win.
Mm-hmm.
Chat. It's that time. Question number 11 for the audience.
For you guys.
I need some hype in chat for this first before I read this out. Give me some hype in chat. Everyone, go ahead and say "Let's go" in chat. Come on and give it to me. Tell me that you are ready for your question, because I bet it's gonna be a good one.
I forgot.
I bet it's gonna be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks. Come on, let me hear it. Drum roll. We got one person saying they're ready. Question 11. If you were a Care Bear, what is on your tummy? Name and color. So the question is technically a 3-part question. But if you were a Care Bear, what color would you be? What would your name be? And what would be on your tummy? Well, I can tell you right now. Mine would be 2 swords, or technically 2 lightsabers crossing. Right? A red and a blue. Okay? Crossing on my tummy. Right? I am going to be a dark green Care Bear. And my name would be Puffs Anonymous. Puffs Anonymous.
Okay. I like it.
I could also put a pot leaf on my stomach, but I
don't know what the hell. I don't know what I would put on my stomach though. That's the thing. Gee willikers. What the hell would I put on my stomach? What is an object that I like?
What's an object you like?
I don't know.
Would it be baseball bats? Would it be a baseball bat and a glove, maybe?
Maybe.
Or would it be NYM?
All right.
Or would it be the Green Bay logo?
All right.
Come on, give it to me here.
So, I'll give you my color first. It will be like, sea green.
Okay.
I know you went with dark green. I'm gonna go with sea green, so we're pretty similar with that. I will say I would have a Mets NY on my stomach, outlined in orange.
Outlined in orange. Okay.
Just that, and inside's green, just like my fur. And my name would be
David Wright.
No, it would not be David Wright. My name
David Wright
would be
Spamones.
I think someone in the chat would appreciate that.
Spamones. Okay. Spamones. So we have one response from chat so far. I would have a potato, or many potatoes on my tummy. I would be sage green, and be the pot potato.
Pot potato.
That's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I am going to go and be right back. I'm going to get myself a water. I want some more responses here in chat. Come on, guys, give it up.
Yeah, we need more responses, guys.
More responses. What would be a second? What would be, if you could imagine me as a Care Bear, what would I be?
So if I had to imagine AP here as a Care Bear, very, very interesting. I would say though, I won't see you as a dark green. I'd see you as a Bentley chocolate brown.
A Bentley chocolate brown.
Right? Okay. Looking like Bentley's fur, right? And you would have Bentley on your chest.
Okay.
And your name would be Shithead. Just because of Bentley being on there. It's a big contributor on why you would be called Shithead.
That's a good one.
Not trying to be mean, just I don't know. I just thought of it.
I like it.
But what about me? What would I look like as a Care Bear to you?
Honestly, I just picture Mr. Met as a Care Bear. That's what I see.
Mr. Matt.
Yeah, Mr. Matt.
Oh man, damn it! That should have been the freaking YouTube channel name for my freaking one that I've been doing for these years. Instead of Matt's Mets, it should have been Mr. Matt. Well, man, you win some, you lose some.
That's all right. Anybody else in Chatland want to give us a response here while we're live?
Do we have?
And if you're not here while we're live, please drop it in the comments. I'm gonna make sure to read every comment that you guys leave on it, so I at least know what's funny and what's not.
Yes, sir.
So, my wife has requested that I describe her as a Care Bear. So, I see her color-wise as a ultra blue.
Ultra blue.
Vibrant. Very vibrant.
Yep.
And honestly, I kind of think that there's a kitchen mix-aid on your tummy. Because you always be in the kitchen. And you always be divulging into some food. And, you know, supporting me with some sustenance. But if it wasn't going to be a KitchenAid, it might be a cutting board with some kind of vegetables on it and chopping motion on the chest, for sure. But then the name... What would your name be?
Ashbin.
Ashbin. Yeah.
Shout out Joy.
Yeah, shout out Joy. Ashbin.
Ashbin. Because I'm Matt Bin, you're Aunt Bin, she's Ash Bin, Ryan's Rybin.
Yep.
Joybin.
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 Joybin. I've enjoyed this long day.
Oh, God.
That's a good one. Yes, get your own knife and everything. Your own cutting board, your own vegetables. Even though you don't want that, you want meat.
Oh, come on. Eat your green vegetables.
I don't wanna.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's alright. I love myself some broccoli.
Yeah, that's all good.
Alright.
Onions are good. All that.
So let's continue on to our next topic here. We're going to talk about this quick, but, we both saw two of the biggest movies so far of the year within the last week and a half. Yeah. And that has, you saw what movie?
I saw the new Super Mario movie.
And I saw Dungeons and Dragons.
We both have not seen either's movie yet. I haven't seen Dungeons and Dragons. He hasn't seen Super Mario yet.
Nope.
And we're going to get to that.
We are going to get to that.
I guess I bet you'll be gladly wanting to see D&D again.
Yes.
And I will gladly want to see Super Mario again.
Yes.
So we will see it together at some point and see each other's reactions.
Yes. By next episode, I will have seen it, and we will talk about it next week. We will go and divulge, because we both love Jack Black, and we will, I'm sure, talk about his performance in the movie.
And you'll give your prediction, or your the word escaped me. Your opinion on Chris Pratt's Mario.
Oh, yes. So, honestly, how do you think the movie was? Without giving too many spoilers here, how was the movie?
It was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. I low-key kind of went into it and, like, I don't know, I didn't really feel that high on it or that low on it. I was kind of indifferent, so I kind of had more of a neutral status going into it. But, like, it was exciting, you know, the movie theater was, like, there was lines everywhere, you know, it's opening night, so it had the nice, like, okay, you know, I'm actually excited to see this now. And, you know, we went into it. Some things that we had seen in the trailers are not in the movie. Some things
Which
that
is nice.
aren't in the trailers are in the movie, of course. But I obviously won't be saying what is not in the movie or what, you know, is in the movie, blah, 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 because I want y'all to see it, figure it out yourselves. I don't want to spoil it, especially with him here, because you don't see it. And it was good. I enjoyed it. I really did. And I will say one thing, and it's not a spoiler, but I really can't wait for you to see the ending of the movie.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. Like the after credit scenes? Or
after credit scenes. There are after credit scenes. I
So,
will absolutely say
I'm
that.
okay with you spoiling this because I've already seen the Peaches music video.
Yeah.
Right? Is that an after credit scene?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave you with that. Yes and no.
Okay. Fair.
Take that with what you will.
I will take that with a grain of salt. But, hey, and likewise, the Dungeons and Dragons movie was good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Good comedy. Good little plot twist.
I've heard like mixed reviews about it. Like some people said it wasn't for them, but some people like thoroughly enjoyed it and thought it was actually funny.
Yeah.
And like, you know, cool.
I thoroughly enjoyed being able to tell when, oh yeah, that was a nat 20, or oh yeah, that's a nat 1. Like, you fucked up. Like, you're screwed.
Yeah,
or,
no, like that is actually
I just
cool
love
with your
love that
knowing,
aspect.
Yeah, with your views on knowing what happens in a D&D game and seeing in the movie, like seeing like something happen in the movie where like, you know, like a certain attack happens where like it does a shit ton of damage, or like it kills something and you're just like, oh, like that's an all like nat 20 right there.
Yeah,
or
and
if it does nothing and it's just bullshit and you're like, that's
and when you eventually see it, we can go ahead and divulge in some of those, you know, actual scenes that you could tell, like, you know, that's a nat 20 or that's a nat 1.
Because the difference between of getting a high nat in D&D rather than a 20, you know, nat 20 is that, like, yeah, look at the job done, but a nat 20 is like, you get to describe however the frickin' frack you
Basically,
want it to be.
a nat 20 is, like, it's guaranteed.
It's guaranteed, and you
like, whatever you
able,
wanted to do, or whatever if you were attacking, it's, like, double damage.
Yeah, it's
right?
like, it's gonna
if you're
finish
doing,
the job.
If you're just doing something in your campaign, or in a story, like, it's almost guaranteed to happen. Like, but on the other hand, a nat 1 is something is going to fail. It's going to be terrible. It's going to backfire practically. That's the best word for it. It's going to backfire.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. But yeah, I really enjoyed seeing those aspects of the movie in the movie. You know, and I didn't think that the storyline was bad. I really didn't. I enjoyed what they did with the movie and what they had. You have no idea what the actual story is. It's a fictional movie, you know, and you honestly don't even know what's going to unfold because it's D&D. Because certain things can happen off of certain roles and stuff like that. So you get to tell when things take the turn in the story based on roles and stuff like that, which in my opinion made the movie for me. You know, and the comedy in it I thought was also top tier. I enjoyed the comedy. It was stupid little cheesy comedy, which is my favorite.
Yep.
So, you know, I'm excited to see Super Mario on Sunday, you know, and I'm excited to see Jack Black.
Oh, yeah. I will say this. He stole the show.
No doubt.
He has solidified the fact he is my favorite actor of all time. Without a doubt.
No doubt about it. Jack Black is the man.
The GOAT.
He is the GOAT. So, as we turn towards the later part of our show, we're going to bring back a new segment to the show that we haven't done in a week. You know, it hasn't been too long, but you know, I'm sure people were uncertain whether or not we were going to do anymore. Because we went through all the logos.
Yeah.
But there's many.
There are many more that we can absolutely
dive
into.
Things we could do.
And this is one of them.
This is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And we are back with rank.
Sorry about that, guys. I didn't put the HyperX in. Now you can hear us.
So, back with it. We're going to go over real quick.
Thanks, chat, for letting us know that we were muted.
Yeah, really. Thanks, guys.
Jesus.
But hey, Rangers, not terrible, pretty much, right? And we were just talking about the old New York Yankees logo and their ass.
Yeah. Well, first we'll kind of go over what we're doing here again.
Yes.
Because we were explaining it, but we
If
reviewed
you
it the whole
have,
time.
if you have not been here for this category before, we have 5 categories, and it goes perfect. You are perfect. Straight gas, which means you're really, really good, but you're just not perfect. Just right.
You can deal with it. It's good. You're okay with it.
Yeah, not terrible. It's okay, but it's not terrible. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then the last category, which is the reason why we do this podcast, is that's ass.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed, folks. So we talked about the Rangers. Talked about the Yankees. Next up, the Braves. No, it's not. It's not bad.
Honestly, I do like it. Like
It's not bad.
The big Native American head, with the happy let's go expression. Yeah. I like that. It looks pretty cool to me, to be honest with you. But obviously, nowadays, it's considered offensive, by white people, even though they're not Native American. But we'll get into that another time. But I honestly could give it straight gas. I honestly could.
I'm kind of leaning towards just right, but
I could give it just right.
I feel like it would fit more in just right. Personally, I feel like there's a lot more logos on here that I'm going to put into straight gas that I feel are better than that.
We'll do just right.
Just right.
I can agree. That's a just right category right there. All right. Next is the Seattle Mariners.
Seattle
Mariners. So you got the star logo, in the blue trim, white, but then you got the little nice M trident here.
Yeah.
Pointing down in the shape of an M in blue and gold, as they were originally colored when they were first inaugurated into the MLB.
I don't mind that logo.
I don't mind it either.
Now, their new logo is fantastic.
Fantastic, yes. I love
which I believe we did put in perfect.
I think so, too. The straight gas were perfect, but this one, just right.
I think it's just right.
Just right. I like it. I don't know, I don't know, I just wouldn't say it's straight gas, but I like it.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
It's good. It's just right, as we named it. All right, the next team is the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yes. So we talked about this when we were talking about this logo. This logo is better than the new one. We both agree?
The new one's not bad, but
it's not.
I don't know. I like this. It's nice and uniformed.
It is.
You got the nice red ring with the St. Louis and Cardinals in white, and then you got the baseball in the middle, and the nicely retro-y old-fashioned-y styled cardinal on top of a baseball bat.
Honestly, I think this is the first straight gas.
I think so too. I absolutely agree. I think that's just straight gas logo. That's not straight ass. Although we could have named that straight ass.
How you doing, Co-Train?
How you doing, bud? So I that's a good first straight gas of the day. I will absolutely say. Next is the San Francisco Giants.
It's not terrible.
Not terrible.
It's just the name in a baseball.
Yeah, I will say I do like the script.
I do.
Giants here.
But that's basically what's getting me to put it in the category.
The orange ball just looks kind of weird.
Yeah.
But if you just look at it though, if you just don't look at the baseball and you just look at the logo as a whole, it doesn't look.
If it was just the Giants, I feel like I would.
Yeah.
I would like it. If it was like a bat underneath it,
or a bat underneath the Giant.
I would like it, but I feel like the baseball kind of throws it off, especially being orange.
Yeah.
But the
I can
script
see it with orange seams, orange and black seams, and a trim. But
the script is probably the only thing that's keeping me from putting it in the bottom category.
Yeah.
So not terrible.
Not terrible. I'll agree with you too.
Minnesota Twins.
The Minnesota Twins. Now, this is the logo that they use on their stadium.
Yes.
LED, or not the LED, but it's the a neon kind of billboard kind of thing that they have, a sculpture statue out in center field, and you got the two, St. Petersburg, I think, no, St. Paul, and the other Minneapolis, I believe. That is the other city. It's definitely St. Paul, and I think it's Minneapolis because they're called Twin City.
Yes.
Minnesota Twins.
Yes.
And that is why their current logo is TC, Twin
Yes.
City, is because of the cities of St. Paul and Minnesota. And you got them, I believe that's like a river that divides the two cities.
I mean, so
And them shaking hands, baseball with I believe, honestly, I can't read that. It's something Twins.
I know that the state is in the background.
And you got the state of Minnesota outlining the whole thing.
I honestly think that this logo is straight gas. I obviously love it more than their new logo. Their new logo is awful.
Yeah.
But I do. I think it's got enough going on to keep you engaged. And it's, it's interesting.
Yeah. It's very, very, very interesting looking. I give them straight gas as well.
Straight
Right
gas.
next to the St. Louis Cardinals.
You
I just like that look. There's a lot going on here, and it just looks very nice.
Hey, and you could go ahead and put the next one in the top category because we already talked about that. We already settled on that one. It's perfect.
Perfect. Even though the Mets have not changed much of their logo since the beginning, the only difference with this one and the new one is that it has an NY here where my pointer is. There's a little description NY that is on the hat.
It's practically the only
But
difference.
it's practically the only difference. I would say, though, instead of putting this, they could have put, like, the black NY. Like
true.
the black and orange and blue NY on there, because they don't use that anymore.
It's true, but
So-
that logo is perfect. We talked about that in our first MLB logos rank diss. But yeah, I think that's the perfect spot
Yeah,
for it.
I mean, you
It's-
can literally look back at that video and we critiqued
Yes.
the logo and explained why it is. So
Yes.
we're just gonna leave that there.
Yep.
Next, the Baltimore Orioles.
Why did they get rid of the logo?
Why? This is perfect.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. Oh my god, it looks beautiful.
I just don't understand why they got rid of it.
Why did they get rid of this?
It's confusing.
like, oh man. I mean, I don't mind the bird head now.
Neither do I. I
It's,
don't mind
it's
it.
nice and old fashioned and cartoony, but like, this is kick ass.
It is.
Like, there's so much detail in the Oriole itself. If you actually look at it, we obviously can't see much of it here, but like him getting ready to hit with the bat and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
the orange really pops with the black.
Does.
And you got Baltimore Orioles with the red ring. I mean, I'm partial with the red ring looks of
Yeah.
logos, like with St. Louis. But that is just
Yeah. It's
that's
really nice.
Such a good freaking looking logo, man.
It's really nice.
All right, next the Chicago White Sox.
Now, this logo isn't bad per se.
Can I tell you something?
Go ahead.
I've never liked this logo.
I don't really like it that much either. It's not the worst,
It's not the worst, but
but
I don't like it.
now it is definitely better than the New York Yankees old logo. So I can't put it in that's ass.
Yeah, but I can't put it in just.
But I
just
can't
right.
put it in just right.
Yeah, we'll put it in not terrible, because it's not like.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I
like-
think it's enough said, honestly.
I just don't understand why they went with the blue and red. In those times, I really don't understand why they did
It's
that.
the White Sox.
The White Sox, they're black, white, and silver. Like it's what it has to be. Anyway, next the Detroit Tigers.
Detroit, Rock City. Once again,
I love this logo.
I love the logo.
I love the ginormous, scary-looking tiger head.
Yeah.
Like if you look at that tiger, it is terrifying.
But then
But it's so
it
just
the
it just
circle
looks so
the
good.
circle
And the ring
wraps
around
it.
it and the orange on the tiger pops.
It does.
I could almost put this in perfect.
I kind of want to.
You want to do it?
Perfect.
Like, bring that back, Detroit. Even
Yeah.
though I do like, I mean, your look is good now.
Yes.
But like,
Yes.
bring the orange back, man. Make orange make it a dominant
Yeah.
color again. Because it's
Yeah.
literally just like they just go with a navy blue.
It's true.
And that's it. There's like no orange in their uniforms anymore. Bring that back, man. That just looks so good. Like, oh man.
Yeah.
I just love that illustration of the tiger right there. It just looks kick ass.
Yeah.
I would love that for my team's logo. 100%. Next, the Kansas City Royals.
Now, again, this is a good logo. It's, I think that this, honestly, is just right.
I give that two. Just because the R looks kind of funky to me.
It does, right?
Like, I feel like it should just be the KC like it is
Yeah.
now. But like, and it's a little like, I don't know, like it just looks kind of out of place with the KC like in the top right corner of it, and then the R somewhat in the middle. It's like not even really centered.
Yeah.
It's just so that it can fit in there, and it has the gold whorls in the bottom.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, obviously, the home plate the long home plate diamond, like, like just blue right there, and then
Yeah.
the crown on top looks
Yeah.
great.
The crown adds the
Yes.
right amount to it.
That itself could literally put it in straight gas, but I don't know.
Yeah.
The R and the KC just look odd.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes it so that I can't put it in straight gas, in my opinion.
The Philadelphia Phillies. Speak your mind.
I low-key kind of wish they went back to this. I don't know. I do like their look now. Don't get me wrong. I've always liked, even though I hate them, I've always liked the uniforms of the Philadelphia Phillies. But like, this is not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not.
I
I
don't mind it though. Like, I don't know.
personally, I think it's just right.
I think so too. Honestly, like, even if they, I'm pretty sure, is that maroon red? Or is that just regular red?
I just think it's regular red.
Because they had that in maroon red, which I wish they went back to. The maroon red, that would be so, like, unique and different from every MLB team.
Yeah.
MLB team. I just think that would look really cool, but it would still keep it interest right,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even though I really liked, like the all red jerseys that they had,
Yeah.
with that P on it, or even like the blue ones with that P on it, the
Yeah.
maroon P, it just looks nice. So, it's right. Next, the Cincinnati Reds. I love it.
It's perfect. That was pretty simple.
Mr. Red running with the Cincinnati C with Cincinnati and Reds in
It's
white.
perfect.
I love Mr. Red. Why can't they just make Mr. Red the primary logo again?
The C is awful.
Like, literally with all these teams except for the Mets, because the Mets have stayed basically the same. They've kept that. They have made peace with most
Yes.
baseball fans. But these three, bring them back.
Yes.
Holy smokes, these kick ass.
Yeah.
Next, the Boston Red Sox.
I like this more than the two socks.
I actually do. It's very unique looking with the long shin socks.
It's almost like it's
With Boston?
It's kind of just your leg, but just cut off from the
Yeah,
knee.
like I
it-
really like it for some reason, even though it's super
do.
simplistic. Where it's literally just a red sock
Honestly,
in Boston.
so I believe that we had the new logo and not terrible. I
Mm-hmm.
think this gets a step up. I think it's just right.
Okay, yeah, I can give it just. I mean,
I don't know.
could put it in straight gas.
I
in my
don't.
opinion.
I feel like there's not enough going on
Yeah.
for me to put it there.
There's not whole. Yeah, I will agree that there's not enough for it to be in straight gas. But like, I don't know. I just really like this logo, and I could put it in there, but I'll put it in just right. I can absolutely agree that would be in that category. Next, the formerly named Cleveland Indians.
The logo is an old school Indian.
Old school Native American head.
The newer Indian head was perfect.
Yeah, Chief Wahoo was perfect. Really.
This one, I'm gonna go just right. It's hard for me to put it in not terrible because I don't think it is.
Yeah.
But I can't put it in straight gas because
It looks like a kid drew it.
It does. It does. But it gets the point across. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, it's simplistic.
It
Not
is.
a whole lot of detail going on except for the feathering.
Yep.
But yeah, and very old school coloring where it's just like a like a burnt orange with the the navy blue or black, whatever
Yes.
that is. And they probably didn't match. The new uniforms probably did not match the
Yeah.
logo, which a lot of teams did back in those days. But just right. Next, the Chicago Cubs.
I love the logo.
I like that one. That's a
love the
nice.
logo.
That's a nice logo. Like with the different C from what you're used to seeing, and then just a big cub bear holding a big bat. I like that.
Now, I say this is a nice logo, and if the bear had a little bit more detail, and was maybe a little bit
or
more
even just larger, like
popping out,
yeah, like
I feel like I would
do-
put it in straight gas, maybe even perfect.
Yeah, I would honestly, if it was like the same size as Mr. Red here and kind of overlapping the C.
Yeah, I would.
You know what
I
mean?
would put it
Like, have
higher.
it be like bigger here, and maybe like with a red trim around the bear as well, like a red and white trim.
I don't feel like I could put it higher than just right.
Yeah, same. Like,
But
they're
but I do feel like it is just
yeah,
right.
I know. Like it's close. It's close. What do you think?
I think it's just right.
Okay, just right. We'll go with that first gut instinct because there could be more.
It's true.
There could have been more.
It really
It's
is.
a nice logo. Next, the Pittsburgh Pirates. I love this logo.
I fucking love this logo. I mean, how can you get rid of this logo?
Like, oh my god, a big freaking pirate head with a big pirate hat. Like, that's such a cool looking detailed logo, man.
So
in a rectangle, like that's not like your typical like look for a logo.
It
Like,
isn't.
it's a big banner.
it is.
It just looks sick.
Now here's where it gets tough. Is it straight gas, or is it perfect?
I'd be content with putting it in perfect though. It's definitely straight gas. I could be content to put it in perfect, just because like it right down to the detail. It's the Pirates of Pittsburgh, black and yellow. You know, when you think of a pirate, that's mostly what you think of.
Hey, I'm gonna coincide with you here. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna agree. Perfect. Because it really does. It represents everything it needs to.
It's
It
just
is
a cool
the
looking logo.
it is.
It's really cool. I just like it a lot. Next, the Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
I kind of like this logo.
As a kid, I didn't really like it.
Yeah. It grew on me more.
But as I've grown up, it's grown on me a lot, and I would not mind if they went back to this logo.
Yeah, I don't
just-
know.
I
I
just really
kind
like
of
the
feel
colors.
like it's another logo that's just right.
I could put it in straight gas, to be honest with you. Because there's a lot going on if you think about it. You got Tampa Bay and the Devil Rays, different like font color. 'Cause
True.
You want to know the team name, so you got the white with the navy blue outright outlining, and you got the name in there, but it's like like kind of like hidden in plain sight. Just kind of there, and then the big Devil Ray in between the two. It's the tail, and then a nice oval with the fading up from the teal blue into the yellow. You get the teal blue and then to green to yellow. It just looks so nice. I could put that in straight gas.
I will say, I think it's better than every logo that's in just right. So I will agree and say straight gas.
Straight gas. Next, the Houston Astros.
That's ass. I'm kidding. The logo's not ass. I hate the team.
I actually really like this logo.
It's not bad. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I like it better than their logo now.
Yeah, I would say I would absolutely I would be okay with them switching it back to this, but they can't because it's the Astrodome in the middle.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm
Just right.
Yeah.
Just right.
Yep.
I would say. I just like it. It just looks
Yeah.
really cool and retro-y. You got the retro 60s font
Yeah.
here with the Astros. It just looks nice and funky, and then you got the Astrodome, but on top of it you got almost like the almost like molecule looking
Yeah.
power surges that are going around it, or kind of orbiting around the stadium,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So I like that. It looks very nice in my opinion.
The Colorado Rockies.
They really have not changed.
They
They're
haven't.
the same as they have been since the inauguration of their MLB season, and it's still straight gas. in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah. Honestly, I was about to say stayed straight gas.
It's still straight gas. I mean, you got the nice little arc in Colorado
Look,
with
the
whites.
the purple is.
The purple mountains,
Ugh.
the purple Rocky Mountains with the baseball shooting
It's
across
just
them,
it's.
and the nice Rockies in the cool font that they have.
I would
going
say
on
if
there
the
with
purple was a little bit more vibrant, I could probably put it in perfect.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'd absolutely say that, but still just
Yeah, straight gas.
straight gas, baby. Next, the Brooklyn Dodgers.
The old Dodgers logo.
Now, I would say that this logo is probably the New York Giants logo
Yes.
rather than San Fran. And this one is absolutely Brooklyn because of the B.
Yes.
Very old-fashioned, just straight up, just to the point, B.
Yeah.
For Brooklyn, eh?
They got the B, but then you also can see that on the right side there is just a column going down and the small D. So I do like that aspect of it. It's better than
Than the Yankees.
Yankees.
Yeah. Which literally just looks
I
like
also
sticks.
think that it's better than all of the ones in Not Terrible. I think it's just right.
I would put it in just right, too.
I think there's enough going on behind. I think it's curvature. it's kind of eccentric.
Yeah.
The navy blue, right? The subtle D, but with the big B. It's nice. I think it's
actually royal blue.
I think it's
The
just
royal
right.
blue Dodgers. I give it
Royal
just
blue.
right as well. Next, the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Now,
Can they just go back to this?
yeah,
Can they, please? I don't
Yeah.
like their uniforms now. I
Yeah.
honestly don't like them.
yeah.
The red and like the teal that they have now, it just doesn't go together in my opinion, and just I don't know, it just looks odd. But I love the green, teal, and purple.
I
Oh my god.
the teal and purple was the ultimate combo.
God, man, like no other team has that combination. Why would you get rid of it and go bland with the red and black?
Honestly, this is straight
This
gas.
is straight. Yeah, it could be perfect.
It honestly, I feel like if it was maybe just the A, it might be perfect for me.
Really?
Yeah,
You don't think that the Diamondback would solidify it as well?
I like the Diamondback, but I like just the logo feature. Like I like when it doesn't really have to involve the name. But it is straight gas.
I really want to put it in perfect though. In my opinion, I don't know. I feel like I'm.
Okay, why should it be imperfect?
Well, I mean, like you said with the A and everything, with the. I mean, you got the Diamondback tongue right there, basically. Isn't that the tongue, or isn't that like the?
I believe it's supposed to represent a tongue and
Yeah, like
possibly
the-
a laces.
They're probably laces, and then you got like the stripes on the side here, a little zigzag, with the purple, and then I don't know, like this. I love the font of the Diamondback here, and it's in purple. It really pops out the purple, in my opinion. And you got the green trim around it, and then just like a nice. I believe it's like a. I don't know, like a detailed, like looking like rectangular, like line on the bottom there that solidifies the purple. Like I just like how that looks. I think the font just really like makes it pop, and so does the color purple. And I think that's the primary color that it should be, dedicated to showing. Even though the green, I love the green. It's like one of my favorite shades of green. But the purple, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know if you're right here. But I don't know if I'm right. Because, honestly, I feel like I could put it imperfect. But I feel like all the logos that are imperfect are better than that one.
Okay, you know what? I'll agree. I'll agree that we'll put it in straight gas. I still personally think it should be imperfect, but we'll both come with an agreement, and I'll give in and say it's straight gas. It's as good as these logos. I would say probably at the bottom compared to these.
Yeah.
But it's like, again, just for the record, I'd still put it in perfect, but I'll agree. It's straight gas.
I mean,
It is a
honestly,
kick-ass logo.
honestly, all of those logos in straight gas have the possibility of being perfect. They do.
Yeah.
All right.
But we'll settle with that. Next is the Anaheim Angels.
I like the logo.
Me too.
I like the logo.
I like their logo now, but like I wouldn't hate it if they went back to this, especially with their uniforms, man, with the pinstripe vests. The gray was my favorite. The road pinstripe. Every time I see that, I think of Jim Edmonds.
Yeah.
Prime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I just think of ball players like that. Like it's a cool looking logo, man. You got the baseball home plate in the sky blue with Anaheim written on top in white. You got the baseball bats in the the regular pine color, across each other back behind home plate, and then you got the nice angels with the retro font here, and then the angel wing. I believe is just like kind of like a almost like a flying like zoom kind of like looking.
I honestly
thing.
think it's straight gas.
With the A. I will give it straight gas as well. I would say I don't know, like it could be perfect, but I don't know, like I feel like with my case with Arizona,
Yeah,
it's different from this one.
See, now I feel like Arizona's is better than that one, right? So like I would feel like I'd feel better about putting Arizona, imperfect more than Anaheim.
More than Anaheim. If you had to pick one or the other.
Yeah, if I had to pick one or the other. But I do think that it would probably be on the same level.
Yeah, I agree as well. Next, the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, they've gone back to this logo. This is now their primary logo.
Personal opinion. This is a perfect logo. The M and the B with the baseball forming a glove. Milwaukee Brewers, like, it's so clever. It's so well put together. It's perfect.
It's perfect. It really is. And I've always liked... I kind of like this one a little better than the new one because the shade of blue is a little lighter.
Yeah.
And so is the gold.
You know what's funny? We're going to have 2 perfects in a row.
Because the next team is the Florida Marlins. And holy crap, I've always loved that logo.
That logo has always been one of my favorite logos almost in sports.
Yeah, like it's so cool looking with
it is
with the sea green.
You have it jumping through a hoop.
Black, you got it jumping through the ring here with the baseball in the middle, and it's so detailed. The swordfish, it just looks so damn cool. Perfect. Absolutely
perfect.
It is perfect. Next, the Toronto Blue Jays. I believe this is like the second logo that they had before they had what they have now, which is basically like the original with the Blue Jay head by itself. They had this one.
I don't know.
Looks a little odd.
It does, right? I'm not crazy about it.
It's the T that throws me off.
Right.
It's the T. The Blue Jay looks cool. Don't get me wrong. Him, looking.
I feel like they had
bad.
So honestly,
tossing the baseball.
Honestly, here I think what's doing it for me is the red. Like, I get being, Toronto in Canada. You want to involve the red somehow because of Canada.
Yeah.
But I just it looks odd.
It just looks odd because if it didn't have the blue,
honestly, if it didn't have that middle line.
Yeah, if it didn't have that middle, and there's also a bar here. It just looks out of place.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be there. If it was just the red T, I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
But that bothers me. It just does. It looks inverted. It just doesn't.
Honestly, I feel like this is not terrible.
Yeah, it's not terrible. I don't know. It kind of it's kind of the same with the Sox logo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
If it was
it's almost perfect explanation.
If it was just the Blue Jay, then maybe just right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But. It's just get rid of the bars.
Yeah.
They should not.
Get rid of that extra weird. Shit. You don't need it.
It looks like it's naked. It looks like a stripped wall.
Yeah. Now, if there is some kind of significance behind these things, please let us know. So we can be aware of why it's there. Yeah. But now, not knowing why or if there is a reason, it just looks
weird.
It looks out of place.
Very out of place. Next, the Washington Nationals.
Now, I kind of feel like this is a just right logo based off the fact, what can you really do with the name?
I honestly wish they went back to this logo.
I do too.
I think it's better than the one that they have now.
I agree.
I actually like it because you got what I noticed here is the shape of the Star Spangled half C here with the baseball on it. That's supposed to represent bunting. Bunting, banner buntings.
Oh.
I think that's what that's supposed to represent.
Interesting.
And then you got the cool Nats, Nationals font here, outlined in gold.
Yes.
Which is pretty cool. And then the cool American style striped banner.
Yep.
In red with Washington on the top, wavy. I could put it in straight gas, but I can agree with just right.
Yeah, I feel like if they, it's hard with the name.
Yeah, it's
but
hard with the name.
I feel like if there was something else, I feel like if there was something you could do to represent the name, I feel like it might have been a little bit better.
Oh my god, dude! If they're not on this list, and we might come back to it because there might be a category for it for teams that don't exist anymore. The Washington Senators logo.
Oh yeah.
Is perfect.
Yeah.
And we will get to that. But as of right now, this is the Washington team that we're dealing with.
Just right.
It's just right. Next, the San Diego Padres.
Now, again, it kind of just doesn't do it for me.
I love it. Honestly, if it was just the Padre swinging
Yes.
and not the gold ring.
I feel like the gold ring with the name just being at the bottom. I feel
On
like
the outside of
I
it.
feel like
Nothing in the middle.
if it was almost similar to Baltimore and St. Louis's ring, right, or even Miami's ring, I feel like I'd be more content with even putting it, in straight gas, because I do like the Padre in the middle, but I feel like they just missed out on a big opportunity there.
I know, like it just. I agree. Like it just, I don't know. I feel like there should be like some Spaceball stitching in that.
Yeah, right.
In that gold
there should
ring.
be something,
or just get rid of it.
Yeah,
and just
honestly,
keep the Padre swinging with San Diego.
Even you could put Padres like as an arch above.
Yeah.
The Padre,
Mm-hmm.
just to kind of add the influence,
or across the top of the bat, Padres.
At that point, I might have even put it in perfect,
but just right.
I think just right.
Just right. I agree. Like like we said, there could be tweaks on it where it could be perfect, and there's tweaks on it where it could be straight gas. But as it stands for what it was, it's just right in our opinion. We're down to our last logo on this tier list. As you can see, we got everybody on here.
We got everybody on there.
A bunch of perfects this time. I think one of the most perfects that we've had since doing these tier lists.
Yeah.
Less straight gases than normal.
Yeah.
And just the same amount of just rights.
I would say so.
And not terribles and that's ass. Because usually
we only have
one or two.
Usually we have. I think the most that we've had in that's ass is actually 3. But usually it's about 1 or 2 that we have in there. 1 or 2
is usually the average in hockey. Is the only one
honestly,
we have not put 1 in there. Honestly,
I feel like this is we've probably put the most perfects.
I think this is the most perfects. One. Out of all the
I feel like the last one. I feel like the hockey one we had a bunch of perfects, but I don't think we had just as many.
I don't think we've had as many as this one. I don't think we've had 7.
But we're not even done yet.
We're not even done yet. We got 1 more.
All right. So, the Oakland Athletics.
Now, if it was the elephant, it's perfect.
Yes, if it was the elephant logo, it was perfect.
On this list, which they should have, it's perfect.
But we go with the logo that we have.
We go with the logo that we have with the gold ball, with the green stitching, and the old-fashioned kind of just drawn in there, hand-drawn, I'm not sure what that is. What is that?
Looks like it's either a fish or possibly a boat.
Fish or a boat.
And then obviously you have the apostrophe S.
I'm gonna say that if that's a boat or a fish, it could be referencing the Oakland Bay.
It could be.
Because that's right off where they play.
Right there. Honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say this is just right.
I agree.
And I think what really does it is the color scheme.
Yeah.
Right? Because you really can't go wrong with the gold and green, or the yellow and green. You really can't go wrong with it. And, I mean, the A kind of just looks nice as it is, right?
Yeah.
And, you at least have that baseball aspect of it. So, I do think it's just
it's very unique with the gold baseball. It makes it very unique. And kind of cool.
Makes it stand out.
Yeah. Makes it definitely pop.
All right.
But, like we said, if it was the elephant, oh my god. A's, bring that back, please. Please bring the Good Luck Elephant back.
Honestly, a lot of teams should implement the alternate logo. And I feel like for most leagues, there should be a mandated alternate logo. Because I feel like because it would give the fans a chance to appreciate what you've done in the past. Mm-hmm. Because old logos are meant to be old logos. It's what you did. Yep. You could talk about what happened during those years and, why it was good. You could clearly, when I look at that, I think of Miguel Cabrera. I think of Dontrell Willis when I look at the Marlins logo.
Yep.
Right? That's the past.
Yeah, Mark Lowell
I could just see them in my head.
Yeah. Josh Johnson.
Yeah.
All those guys, I mean, and same, like with the Mets, like when I noticed that this logo is here, I think of, Tom Seaver, all the old Mets like Nolan Ryan playing, Jerry Koosman, Cleon Jones, all those guys from that '69 team, and the Baltimore Orioles.
I see
think
that.
of them facing each other
Well,
when they
honestly,
faced each other in the '69 World Series.
tell me you look at that logo and you see anybody but Cal Ripken Jr.
Mm-hmm. Cal Ripken Jr. or there was that one player,
Brooks Robinson, maybe?
Frank Robinson.
Or Frank Robinson, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but there was another one too. I forget the name of. Boop Powell. Did he play for the Orioles? My dad would know. He would know. There's a guy. There was a guy like he was like a third or cleanup hitter. He was a big guy, and and Davey Johnson. Davey Johnson played on the Orioles when he faced the Mets in the World Series, and he managed the Mets in '86 and then won the World Series, and he was also with the Nationals at some point. And Detroit, I just love that logo so much. It just looks so freaking good. I mean, I think of Cecil Fielder when I see this logo.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, and then Cincinnati Reds, I just love that. I love Mr. Red. If you put Mr. Red in anything in Cincinnati Reds logos, it's perfect in my opinion.
So, okay. Let's do this to end this segment. Let's rank the perfect tier. I'm going to just go ahead and start off. Okay? So, for myself, I would have the Miami Marlins logo at number 1. I would then have Cincinnati Reds at 2. I would have the Baltimore Orioles at 3. I would have the New York Mets at 4. I would have the Milwaukee Bucks logo at 5. Pirates at 6. And the Tigers at 7. Personally.
Okay. I'm going to have a different list here. I think number 1 for me is the Baltimore Orioles.
Okay.
That's my favorite out of all those logos. And then, honestly, Detroit's number 2.
Okay.
I just love that logo. It just looks so cool.
It's a nice logo.
Number 3 is the Mets. I could put them at number 2 over Detroit, but I'm feeling less biased towards this logo with the Mets. I just think that looks so cool. But I'll put Mets at number 3. I'll say number 4 is the Reds, 5 Miami or Florida, 6 Pittsburgh, and 7 Milwaukee.
Okay.
Now, for the record, this isn't dissing any of these
yes,
logos. If
absolutely
you're low on this
not.
list, that doesn't mean that we hate them or just don't like them or just don't think that they're good. They're great. They're on the perfect tier.
Yeah,
they're on the perfect.
There's a reason they're on
category
perfect.
for a freaking reason.
Yeah, there's a reason they're on perfect.
It's self-explanatory. They're up here at the creme de la creme for a reason, and they're going to stay there.
Creme de la creme. All right. So, in case we want to go back and post this video somewhere on YouTube or on somewhere, right? Let's pose for the thumbnail. Great! Nice. That was a good job. I think he's frozen in time, folks. But that's going to do it for this segment of Rank This. We hope you all enjoyed this segment. It's one of our favorites to do. And, we get to talk about sports in this, which is practically the main reason why we made the podcast, because we love talking about sports. But we hope you enjoyed these old logos. Watch. I'm going to hit play.
No, I can't wait to get back to this,
Yeah, man.
I want to do more of the retro logos for the other leagues as well.
True.
I can't wait to see football. I can't wait to see basketball and hockey.
Yeah.
We could even find another tier list for baseball, too.
It's true.
And we'll look for the teams that don't exist anymore, because I want to do that.
I think the next Rank This that we're going to do is not going to be sports-related.
Oh.
I think we're going to venture off of sports. And if we do sports, it's not going to be specifically to the teams. It might be players. So stay tuned for that. But as we end this podcast, I personally would like to say thank you for staying tuned. For those who have stayed tuned for the entire podcast, thank you. For those who stay afterwards and watch this when this isn't live, thank you for watching and getting to the end. We appreciate you sticking with us. We appreciate you enjoying the content that we put out there to you guys. I'm beyond thankful that everyone comes in when they do, and everyone that's contributed so far to this experience. It's been great. Any final words for the people here?
Just spring has sprung. It's starting to get warm.
Yeah.
Days are starting to get longer. It's nice.
Sun's staying out longer. Get outside. If you could see me, I'm white as a ghost. You could tell I need to see some grass. I need to touch grass. All right, folks. Thank you for coming for another wonderful Monday podcast of Gabagalooza, the variety podcast. We thank you for coming. We thank you for staying tuned. We hope to see you next week. We love you. You better stay good.